Take a look inside your closet. How many clothes are hanging there, untouched, for months, maybe even years? How often do you find yourself staring at a packed wardrobe but still feeling like you have nothing to wear? It happens to all of us. But here's the thing, your clothes should serve you, not stress you out. And if you're over 60, simplifying your wardrobe isn't just about tidying up. It's about making life easier, less cluttered, and more enjoyable. Because let's be honest, do you really need that blazer from 30 years ago or those high heels you haven't worn since your daughter's wedding? What about the drawer full of shirts that don't quite fit anymore? The truth is, holding on to clothing that no longer serves you can weigh you down both physically and emotionally. But here's the good news. You can take back control, free up space, and make getting dressed a joy again. So today we're going to talk about 10 types of clothes you should declutter immediately. Some of these you might not even realize are cluttering up your life, but once they're gone, you'll feel a difference. Less stress, more space, and a wardrobe that actually works for you. First, let's talk about the biggest culprit, clothes that no longer fit. Now, we've all been there. Maybe it's those jeans that once hugged you perfectly, but now they're too tight to button, or that oversized sweater that makes you look like you're drowning in fabric. The problem with keeping these clothes is that every time you see them, you get a little reminder of the weight you used to be, the body you wish you still had, or the frustration of not having anything comfortable to wear. And really, why do that to yourself? Your wardrobe should celebrate the person you are today, not the person you were 10 years ago. So let them go. Donate them, pass them along, or repurpose them into something useful. You deserve to open your closet and find clothes that fit beautifully and make you feel good. Now let's talk about shoes. Specifically, the ones that hurt your feet. At this stage in life, comfort should be the priority. But so many of us still hold on to shoes that pinch, rub, or provide zero support. Maybe it's those fancy heels you wore to a wedding years ago, or the stiff dress shoes you haven't touched since retirement. The reality is, as we age, our feet change. We need support, stability, and ease. Those shoes that make your feet ache after 10 minutes, they're doing you no favors. It's time to let them go and replace them with something that allows you to move through life pain-free. What about clothes that haven't been worn in years? You know the ones. The blouse you bought on sale but never actually wore, the jacket you thought you'd need but never did, the dress you've been saving for a special occasion that just never seems to come. Here's a simple rule. If you haven't worn it in the last year, you probably won't wear it again. Life is happening now, and your clothes should be a part of it, not just decoration in your closet. Holding on to just-in-case outfits only creates clutter. Imagine opening your closet and seeing only things you love and actually wear. That's the goal. Speaking of things you don't wear, how many trendy pieces do you own that no longer suit your style? Fashion trends come and go, but as we get older, our priorities shift. It's not about keeping up with the latest fads anymore. It's about wearing what makes you feel comfortable, confident, and like yourself. If you've got pieces that feel outdated or just don't fit your personal style anymore, it's okay to let them go. Focus on classic, timeless pieces that make getting dressed effortless. And then there are the high-maintenance clothes. You know, the ones that wrinkle the second you sit down, the fabrics that require dry cleaning, the delicate blouses that need hand washing every time you wear them. At this point in life, do you really want to spend extra time and effort maintaining clothes? Simplifying your wardrobe means choosing easy care fabrics that don't add stress to your routine. Keep the clothes that work for you, not the ones that make you work for them. Let's talk about sentimental clothing. This might be the hardest category of all. Maybe it's your wedding dress or the suit you wore to your first big job interview. Maybe it's a sweater that reminds you of a loved one. These pieces carry memories, and it's completely understandable why they're hard to part with. But here's something to consider. You don't need to keep the item to keep the memory. Take a picture of it, repurpose a small piece of fabric into something meaningful, or if you're ready, donate it so someone else can create new memories with it. Your closet should reflect the life you're living now, not just the one you've already lived. Now, let's move on to outdated formal wear. If you're not attending fancy events anymore, do you really need a closet full of gowns, tuxedos, or suits? These pieces take up valuable space and rarely get worn. If you still want to keep one nice outfit for special occasions, great, but the rest, it's time to let them go. Someone else could be making use of them instead of letting them sit untouched in your closet. Duplicates. How many of the same item do you really need? 10 pairs of nearly identical black pants? 6 white button-down shirts? Sometimes we keep buying the same things without even realizing it. If you find that you have multiples of something, narrow it down to the best quality, best fitting versions and donate the rest. Less is more when it comes to an organized, functional wardrobe. Then there are the clothes that no longer fit your lifestyle. Maybe you're retired now and don't need business suits. Maybe you used to go to the gym regularly, but now you prefer walks in the park. Your wardrobe should reflect the life you're living today, not the one you used to have. Let go of the items that no longer match your day-to-day needs and make space for the things that do. Finally, and most importantly, let go of anything that makes you feel less than your best. Clothes have power. They can make you feel confident, comfortable, and put together, or they can make you feel self-conscious, uncomfortable, or just not like yourself. If there's something in your closet that you avoid wearing because it makes you feel anything less than great, why are you keeping it? Life is too short to wear anything that doesn't make you feel your best. Now, take a deep breath and imagine opening your closet tomorrow. Imagine seeing only the clothes that fit well, feel good, and serve you in your daily life. Imagine the ease of getting dressed without sifting through piles of things you don't wear. That's the beauty of decluttering. It's not about loss. It's about making space for what truly matters. So, are you ready to start? Pick one category, just one. Let go of a few things today and see how it feels. Chances are you'll feel a little lighter, a little freer, and that's what simplifying is all about. Once you start, you'll realize something: you don't miss the things you let go of. What you'll notice instead is how much lighter everything feels. Your mornings will be simpler, your space will be clearer, and the weight of all that clutter, both physical and emotional, will begin to lift. And the best part? You'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. Because here's the truth: your closet is not a museum. It's not meant to be a storage unit for the past or a place filled with what-ifs. It should be a reflection of who you are today, a place that makes you feel at peace when you open it, not frustrated or overwhelmed. When you hold on to clothing that no longer serves you, you're holding on to a version of yourself that no longer exists. And that's okay, because life moves forward and you deserve a wardrobe that moves with you. Think about how much time you've spent shuffling through clothes that don't fit, don't feel right, or just don't work for your lifestyle anymore. That's time you could have spent on something you actually enjoy. Decluttering is not just about getting rid of things. It's about gaining back time, energy, and mental clarity. Maybe you're still hesitating. Maybe you're thinking, but I spent good money on that, or what if I need it someday? Those are normal thoughts, but let's be honest. If you haven't needed it by now, will you really need it later? And as for the money, the truth is the real cost is in keeping it, because clutter costs you space. It costs you peace of mind. It costs you the ability to enjoy what you truly love without distractions. Letting go isn't losing. It's making room for more of what truly matters. And what about the clothes that remind you of the past? Maybe it's that old jacket from your working years, the one that carries memories of long days at the office, or the dress you wore to a family gathering that now feels like a different lifetime. Maybe it's something that belonged to a loved one, and every time you see it, it tugs at your heart. It's not easy to let go of things tied to memory. But here's something to consider. You are not losing the memory by letting go of the item. The memory lives within you. It's in the stories you tell, the photos you keep, and the moments that still bring a smile to your face. Holding on to something that no longer serves you won't bring the past back, but letting go, that gives you the freedom to live fully in the present. Now, think about the space you're creating, a closet that actually works for you, a place where every single item fits, feels comfortable, and makes sense for your life now. Imagine how much easier it will be to get dressed when everything in front of you is something you love to wear. No more digging through piles, no more holding on to maybe someday outfits. Just a simple, practical, and joyful space that supports the life you have today. And let's not forget, there's someone out there who could really use the things you no longer need. That formal dress collecting dust in the back of your closet, someone else could wear it to a special event and feel beautiful in it. Those shoes that never quite fit right, they could be the perfect pair for someone who truly needs them. Your unused clothes could be a blessing to someone else, giving them warmth, confidence, and comfort. Letting go isn't just about clearing space for yourself, it's also about giving back. So, where do you start? You don't have to do it all at once. Just pick one small category. Maybe it's the shoes. Maybe it's those old jackets. Maybe it's just one drawer of t-shirts. Start there. Hold each item and ask yourself, does this still serve me? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. If it's uncomfortable, let it go. If it makes you feel anything less than your best, let it go. If it makes you feel anything less than your best, let it go. And remember, this is not about getting rid of everything. It's about keeping what truly matters. The clothes that make you feel good, the ones that support your lifestyle, the ones that bring ease to your day. A decluttered wardrobe isn't about having less. It's about having exactly what you need and love, nothing more, nothing less. Imagine walking into your closet tomorrow and seeing only the things that bring you joy and comfort. Imagine never again feeling overwhelmed by too many choices, never again shuffling through piles of things you don't wear. Imagine opening your drawers and finding exactly what you need with no clutter, no stress, just ease. That's what simplifying your wardrobe can do. And here's the thing, once you start, you won't want to stop. You'll feel the freedom, the lightness, and the peace that comes from letting go. And before you know it, you'll start looking around your home and realizing there are other areas where you can simplify too. Your kitchen, your storage spaces, even the little things around the house that have been weighing you down. Because decluttering isn't just about your closet. It's about clearing space in your life for what truly matters. So today, take that first step. Pull out those clothes you know you don't need. Make a small pile. Donate them, pass them along, or let them go. And then take a deep breath and enjoy the space you've just created. Because this is more than just tidying up. This is about embracing a simpler, easier, and more joyful way of living. And that, my friend, is something worth making space for. Something incredible happens when you begin to let go. It's not just about the extra space in your closet. It's not just about being able to pick an outfit without feeling overwhelmed. It's about the shift that happens inside of you. The moment you release what no longer serves you, you make room for something far more valuable, peace, clarity, and a deep appreciation for the present moment. Because the truth is, the weight of clutter isn't just physical, it's emotional, and you don't need that weight anymore. Think about the last time you reached for an outfit and had to push past clothes you haven't worn in years. How did that feel? Maybe it reminded you of a different time in your life, a different version of yourself. Maybe it made you hesitate, second guessing what to wear. Maybe it frustrated you, knowing that no matter how many choices you have, you still feel like you have nothing that really fits, nothing that really feels right. That's the thing about clutter. It doesn't just take up space, it takes up energy. And the more you surround yourself with things that don't serve you, the harder it becomes to focus on what truly does. Imagine waking up tomorrow and stepping into a closet that feels like a breath of fresh air. No more crowded racks stuffed with things you don't wear. No more drawers overflowing with forgotten sweaters or pants you hope will fit again someday. Instead, every item you see is something that fits well, feels good, and is easy to wear. No more guessing, no more frustration, just simplicity. And with that simplicity comes a sense of relief, because when you simplify what's around you, life itself feels lighter. And let's talk about that feeling, that undeniable sense of lightness that comes when you finally let go. It's the feeling of opening a drawer and seeing neatly folded clothes instead of a tangled mess. It's the feeling of picking out a pair of shoes and knowing that every pair you own is comfortable and functional. It's the feeling of walking into a space that feels calm, organized, and peaceful. That feeling, that's the real reward. And once you experience it, you'll never want to go back. Some people worry that decluttering means giving up too much, that they'll regret letting go of something. But the opposite is almost always true. You won't miss the clothes that didn't fit. You won't miss the shoes that hurt your feet. You won't miss the piles of outfits that only made getting dressed more difficult. What you'll gain instead is clarity, ease, a newfound appreciation for the things you actually love and wear. And that is worth far more than anything you might part with. There's also something deeply powerful about choosing what stays in your life. When you keep only the clothes that serve you, you're making a statement. You're saying, I deserve comfort. I deserve simplicity. I deserve a life that feels good, not cluttered or complicated. That's a choice you make for yourself every time you remove something that no longer fits the person you are today. And there is so much freedom in that. And if you're still unsure where to start, just pick one thing, one single item. Maybe it's a jacket you haven't worn in years. Maybe it's a pair of pants that never quite fit right. Maybe it's a dress you've been holding on to, even though deep down you know you'll never wear it again. Pick just one thing and let it go. And then pick another and another. Before you know it, you'll realize how easy it becomes. The more you let go, the easier it is to keep going. And if you find yourself hesitating, ask yourself this: would I buy this today? If I saw this in a store right now, would I pick it up and bring it home? If the answer is no, then why let it take up space in your life? Because that's all clutter really is. It's decisions we haven't made yet. It's things we keep out of habit, not because we need them, but because we haven't given ourselves permission to let them go. And today you have that permission. Letting go isn't about getting rid of everything. It's about keeping the things that make your life easier, more comfortable, and more joyful. It's about making space for the person you are today instead of holding on to the past or worrying about the future. It's about recognizing that life is happening now, and you deserve a space that reflects that, a space that works for you, not against you. And let's not forget, your clothes could be exactly what someone else is looking for. That winter coat you haven't worn in years, it could keep someone warm this season. Those extra shoes that no longer fit, they could be perfect for someone in need. The clothes that no longer serve you could be a gift to someone else. And that makes letting go even more meaningful. You're not just clearing out your closet, you're giving someone else the opportunity to use something you no longer need. And there's something beautiful about that. So as you go through your closet, be kind to yourself. Let go of the guilt, let go of the what ifs. Let go of the idea that you need to hold on to things just because you've had them for years. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to move forward, and you are allowed to create a space that feels good to live in. And here's the best part. Once you've decluttered your wardrobe, you'll start to see other areas of your life where you can simplify your home, your daily routines, even your mindset, because decluttering isn't just about clothes. It's about creating a life that feels lighter, easier, and more intentional. It's about focusing on what truly matters and letting go of everything else. So take that first step today. Open your closet, look around, and start making space for the life you truly want, because you deserve that. You deserve to wake up every morning and step into a space that makes you feel good. You deserve clothes that fit, that are comfortable, and that bring you confidence. You deserve a home that feels peaceful, not overwhelming, and it all starts with one simple decision: to let go of what no longer serves you and embrace the simplicity, the freedom, and the joy that comes with it. There's something about letting go that creates room for something better. When you clear out what you no longer need, you're not just making space in your closet. You're making space in your mind, in your daily routine, in the way you move through your life, and you start to notice the little things, how much easier it is to find what you need, how much simpler your mornings become, how much lighter you feel without the weight of unnecessary clutter holding you back. It's a change you can feel, and once you experience it, you won't want to go back. Think about all the time and energy you've spent managing things that don't add any real value to your life. The clothes you have to dig through, the ones you keep shifting around, the ones you never wear but somehow can't seem to let go of. Every single one of those items takes up a little bit of your time, your energy, your attention. And for what? To sit there, unused, collecting dust, taking up space that could be used for something better. The moment you start letting go, you take back control. You stop letting your stuff control you, and instead, you create a space that works for you, not against you. And then there's the peace of mind that comes with knowing that everything in your closet is something you actually use and love. No more frustration when picking an outfit, no more feeling weighed down by things that don't serve you anymore. Just a simple, easy, effortless way of getting dressed every morning, where every single piece in your wardrobe is something that fits, something that's comfortable, something that makes you feel like yourself. It's a small change, but it makes a huge difference. And here's something else that happens when you declutter. You start to think differently about what you bring into your life. You stop buying things just for the sake of it. You stop filling space with things that aren't truly needed. You become more intentional about what you allow into your home, because now you understand the value of space. You understand that when you have fewer things, each thing matters more. The clothes you keep aren't just things hanging in your closet. They are the ones you actually wear, the ones that make your life easier, the ones that fit the person you are today. Because that's what this is really about, who you are today, not who you were 20 years ago, not who you might be in the future, but who you are right now. Your life has changed, and your wardrobe should reflect that. The outfits you wore to work every day may no longer have a place in your routine. The formal clothes you once needed may not be relevant anymore. That pair of jeans you've been holding on to, hoping they'll fit again someday, is only taking up space. And that's okay. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to let go of things that belong to a different chapter of your life, because the chapter you're in right now is just as important and it deserves to be honored. And let's talk about comfort. At this stage in life, comfort is everything. You shouldn't have to squeeze into clothes that don't fit right or walk around in shoes that pinch and hurt. You shouldn't have to deal with scratchy fabrics, tight waistbands, or anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Your clothes should feel good. They should make moving through your day easier, not harder. And if something doesn't fit that description, why keep it? Why let it take up space when you could replace it with something that actually serves you? And it's not just about physical comfort, it's about emotional comfort too. Clothes hold energy. They hold memories, emotions, and sometimes even guilt. Maybe it's that dress you bought but never wore, and every time you see it, you feel bad about wasting money. Maybe it's that old suit you used to wear when you were younger, and now it just reminds you of how much life has changed. Maybe it's something that belonged to a loved one, and part of you feels like getting rid of it means letting go of them. But that's not true. Letting go of an item doesn't mean letting go of a memory. It doesn't mean forgetting. It simply means making space for the life you're living right now. The past will always be a part of you, but you don't need a closet full of unworn clothes to hold on to it. So ask yourself, what do you really need? What actually serves you in your day-to-day life? What makes you feel good when you wear it? If something in your closet doesn't fit, if it's uncomfortable, if it's hard to maintain, if it doesn't reflect the person you are now, it's time to let it go. And once you do, you'll see just how much freedom there is in living with less. You'll feel the difference. You'll wake up in the morning and getting dressed will be easy. You'll open your closet and see space instead of clutter. You'll feel lighter, more at ease, more in control of your surroundings. And once you declutter your closet, you'll start looking at the rest of your home differently too. Because the truth is, clutter has a way of creeping into every part of our lives. The overstuffed kitchen drawers, the cabinets filled with things we never use, the storage bins full of items we forgot we even had. And just like with clothes, letting go of the excess in your home brings an incredible sense of relief. A home that's simple, organized, and filled only with things you love is a home that feels peaceful. It's a home that's easier to clean, easier to move through, easier to enjoy, and that's the kind of home you deserve. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't have to declutter everything all at once. You can start small. One drawer, one shelf, one section of your closet, and then you build from there. The more you let go, the easier it becomes, and before you know it, you'll look around and realize just how much lighter everything feels. And when you do, you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner, because the truth is, we don't need nearly as much as we think we do. And once you experience the freedom that comes with simplifying, you won't want to go back. You want more of that feeling, more space, more ease, more peace. And it all starts with a simple decision to let go of what no longer serves you and make room for the things that do. So take that first step, open your closet, let go of just one thing today, and then another, and then another. Keep going, and soon you'll see just how much of a difference it makes. Your space will change, your mindset will change, your daily routine will feel easier, and you'll realize that by letting go, you're not losing anything at all. You're gaining freedom, you're gaining clarity, you're gaining the ability to focus on what truly matters, and that more than anything else is what makes decluttering so powerful. There's something incredibly freeing about making a decision and following through with it. That moment when you pick something up, take a deep breath, and finally say, I don't need this anymore. And then it's gone, just like that, out of your closet, out of your home, out of your life. And what's left? Space, lightness, a sense of calm that wasn't there before. Because the truth is, we hold on to things for so long that we forget how good it feels to let go. But once you start, you won't want to stop. It's a kind of momentum that builds on itself, and suddenly you start to notice all the little ways in which excess was weighing you down. You'll notice how much easier it is to get dressed in the morning. No more digging through clothes that don't fit. No more standing in front of the closet feeling frustrated. No more staring at a packed wardrobe and thinking, I have nothing to wear, because everything in your closet will be something you actually wear, something that fits well, something that feels good, something that makes sense for your life right now. And that feeling, that's what makes it all worth it. It's amazing how much we convince ourselves that we need things when really we don't. We tell ourselves that we might wear it someday. We tell ourselves that we spent good money on it, so we should keep it. We tell ourselves that letting go is wasteful. But the real waste is holding on to things you never use. The real waste is the time, the energy, and the mental space taken up by things that don't serve you. Because every time you keep something just in case, you're choosing to carry that weight. And when you finally let go, you realize that you never needed it in the first place. And maybe this process brings up emotions. Maybe you find yourself holding on to a dress that reminds you of a beautiful night years ago, or a coat that belonged to someone you loved. Maybe you find yourself hesitating, feeling a little pang of nostalgia. And that's okay. Let yourself feel it. But remind yourself that the memories are not in the fabric. The memories are in you. You don't need to keep everything to honor the past. You can remember without keeping the item. You can cherish the moment without holding on to the thing. And if something truly holds deep meaning, maybe there's a way to repurpose it, to turn it into something you actually use and love. But if it's just sitting there taking up space, causing more guilt than joy, then it's okay to let it go. And when you do, you'll feel something incredible. The relief of knowing that you are no longer tied to the past by material things. There's a difference between holding on to something because it truly serves you and holding on to something out of obligation. Ask yourself why you're keeping each item. Is it because it's useful, because you love it, because you wear it all the time? Or is it because you feel guilty getting rid of it, because you don't know what else to do with it, because it used to mean something, but now it's just there? The moment you start asking these questions, you start to see things differently. And once you recognize the difference, it becomes easier to let go. And here's something else to think about. When you declutter, you're not just doing yourself a favor, you're also creating an opportunity for someone else. That winter coat that's been sitting in the back of your closet for years could be keeping someone warm. That dress you never wore could be worn and loved by someone else. That extra pair of shoes could be exactly what someone else needs. Your unused clothes could have a second life, and by donating them, you're not just clearing space in your home, you're making a real difference in someone else's life. And that's the beautiful part of this process. Letting go doesn't mean waste. It means passing things along to where they're needed. It means choosing to live with less so that you can make space for more of what truly matters. It means stepping into a life that feels lighter, simpler, and more intentional. And when you do, you'll wonder why you ever held on so tightly in the first place. So much of life is about learning to release, to trust that you don't need to cling to things in order to feel secure. Clutter is just a form of holding on to the past, holding on to fear, holding on to the idea that stuff equals stability. But real stability doesn't come from things. It comes from knowing that you have everything you truly need within you. It comes from choosing to fill your space with only what adds value to your life. It comes from the peace that follows when you finally let go of the excess and embrace the beauty of simplicity. And once you declutter one area of your life, you start to notice how much else can be simplified. Because clutter isn't just physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's the background noise that fills your mind without you even realizing it. And when you clear out your wardrobe, you start to feel that mental space opening up too. You start to realize that you don't need to keep holding on to old habits, old routines, old ways of thinking that no longer serve you. Decluttering your closet is just the beginning. It's a step toward something bigger, a step toward living with more clarity, more freedom, more ease. And maybe you're wondering, where do you even begin? The answer is simple. Start small. Start with one category, one shelf, one drawer. Take out the things you know deep down you don't need, the ones that don't fit, the ones you don't wear, the ones that make you feel anything less than your best. Let go of just a few things today and see how it feels. Then let go of a few more, and before you know it, you'll start to feel the shift, the space, the lightness, and that feeling will keep you going. And the best part, once you simplify your wardrobe, you'll never want to go back. You'll never want to fill it up with things you don't need again, because now you understand what it feels like to live with less, to have only what serves you, to wake up and step into a space that feels peaceful instead of overwhelming. And that feeling, that's worth more than anything you could ever keep in your closet. This isn't just about clothes. It's about creating a life that feels good, that feels aligned with who you are today, that makes every day just a little bit easier. It's about realizing that you don't need to carry everything with you. You don't need to hold on to the past. You don't need to keep things out of guilt or fear. You are allowed to move forward. You are allowed to make space for the present. You are allowed to create a home, a wardrobe, and a life that is simple, intentional, and filled only with what truly matters. And all it takes is one decision, one moment where you pick something up and say, I don't need this anymore. One small step that leads to something bigger, one shift that changes everything. Because when you let go of what no longer serves you, you're not just clearing space in your closet, you're making space for joy, for ease, for the life you truly want to live. And that is something worth making space for. The moment you decide to let go, everything shifts. It's like opening a window in a stuffy room, letting in fresh air, letting in light. Suddenly you can breathe again. And that feeling is contagious. Once you start removing the things that no longer serve you, you begin to see other places in your life where you can do the same. You stop holding on to clothes out of guilt. You stop keeping things just because they once meant something. You start choosing to keep only what adds value, only what supports the life you have today. And that choice over time becomes a habit. It becomes second nature. You walk into a store and think twice before buying something you don't truly need. You'll open your closet and feel a sense of ease instead of frustration. You'll realize that life feels lighter when you surround yourself only with what you love and use. And the truth is, letting go is not about losing, it's about gaining space, gaining clarity, gaining the ability to move through life without unnecessary baggage. Because everything you own carries some weight, and the more you have, the heavier that weight becomes. But when you let go, when you remove the things that no longer serve you, you free yourself. You create a home that feels open and uncluttered. You create a daily routine that's simple and stress-free. You create a life that feels intentional, where everything you own has a purpose, where everything you see brings you joy. Imagine waking up in the morning and walking into a space that feels calm, where every item of clothing fits, where everything you own is something you actually use. No more piles of things you don't wear, no more drawers stuffed with clothes you forgot you even had, no more holding on to pieces that belong to a different version of yourself. Just a wardrobe that works for you, that makes your life easier, that brings a sense of peace instead of overwhelm. And the beautiful thing is, once you simplify your space, you start to realize how much you already have. You no longer feel the need to keep buying more, to fill empty spaces with things that don't add real value. You start to appreciate the beauty of having just enough, enough to meet your needs, enough to bring you joy, enough to make your life feel full without feeling crowded. And in that simplicity, you find something unexpected, contentment, a sense of being truly at home, not just in your space, but in yourself. And isn't that what we all want? To feel at home in our own lives, to feel at peace in our own space. When you remove the excess, when you stop clinging to things out of habit or fear, you open yourself up to something greater. You create room for the things that truly matter, the experiences, the connections, the memories that don't take up space in your closet, but fill your heart instead. And as you begin this process, remind yourself that this is not about perfection. It's not about creating a magazine-worthy minimalist home or owning the perfect capsule wardrobe. It's about removing the things that no longer serve you so that you can fully enjoy the ones that do. It's about choosing quality over quantity, choosing ease over excess, choosing to live in a way that feels right for you, and you get to decide what that looks like. Maybe it means cutting your wardrobe in half. Maybe it means letting go of just a few things that have been weighing you down. Maybe it means finally saying goodbye to those items that don't fit, don't feel good, or don't match your life anymore. Whatever it is, you get to do this at your own pace, in your own way. And the best part, once you start, you won't want to stop. You'll feel the difference, and that difference will motivate you to keep going. You'll find yourself looking around your home with fresh eyes, realizing that simplicity isn't just about your closet, it's about your whole life. And that's when you'll truly understand the power of letting go. It's not just about clearing out space, it's about making room for what really matters. It's about stepping into a life that feels lighter, easier, and more aligned with who you are today. So take that first step. Open your closet, look at what's inside, and choose one thing to let go of, just one, and then another, and then another. See how it feels. Notice the shift, and before you know it, you'll look around and realize just how much lighter life can be when you finally stop holding on to things you don't need. Because in the end, the things you own should serve you, not the other way around. And when you make that choice, when you decide to live with intention, to let go of excess, to surround yourself only with what truly adds value, you'll realize that the best things in life aren't things at all. What matters is the freedom to move through your day without stress, the ability to wake up in a home that feels peaceful and uncluttered, the ease of knowing that everything around you is something you use, something you love, something that fits into the life you have now. That's the real reward of simplifying, not just a tidy closet, but a lighter, freer way of living. And once you experience it, you'll never want to go back.